Hello everyone, welcome back to Curious Monkey. Have you heard about Codex? But is it all about coding? Because coding can be done on ChatGPT itself, or you can use Cloud A, or you can also use Google Gemini for that, right? Then why do you need Codex? That is the fundamental question, and that is what we're gonna answer in this tutorial. So let's give Codex a real world problem. What we will do, we will build a Next.js or a React based application that will basically pull all the details from GitHub's trending repository on a weekly, on a daily basis, and then present it to you on a front end. The first thing I will do, I will go to Google and I'll search for Next.js project initialization. So we'll get this link from Next.js. We will click on this and simply you can use this command. So I'm going to copy this and go back to desired folder. So let's say go here, projects, and on this path, I will simply open a command window. So I type command CMD, press enter. I will get something like this. I'm working on a Windows system. You can do the same for a Linux or a Mac as well. Process remains the same. Then I'll say npx create Next.js app latest. What would be the name? Let's say the name is GitHub trending repository. Okay. So we can create this. Do I need the TypeScript? Yes. Do I need ESLint? Yes. Do I need Tailwind? No, because we will need Bootstrap for our styling. Yes. Have keep everything default. Yes, 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 and make it yes, and let this work at the background. Meanwhile, I will show you what is Bootstrap. So if you go to the new tab and you type Bootstrap, you will see that Bootstrap is a powerful feature packed front end tool with which you can use to build beautiful UI elements. For example, it provides you form controls like this. You can go for component. For example, if I go to buttons, you can see different types of buttons with different colors. There are cards. We will use cards for our example as well. And most importantly, we will use card groups like this so that we can group all the repository in a similar fashion, right? Okay, let's see if our project is up and running. It is up and running. Excellent. I will say cd GitHub. So I will go to my repository and I'll say code dot to open this in a VS Code. There it is. This is our brand new application. If I open the terminal and I say npm run dev, this should open up a new server for us, a localhost application. So if I go to localhost 3000, we should be able to see this website being rendered. So it's still processing. Everything is started now. So now our ad should be up and running. So this is the default Next.js project. So if you see this, you have done everything correctly. Perfect. So that was step one to basically set up our blank Next.js project. Before we start using Codex, what we will do is the following. I will go to source and I will delete this CSS. We'll go to layout and I will delete everything from here as well. I don't need any of this. We'll delete everything from here because I want to start from the scratch. I don't want to import CSS as well, so I will delete this as well. This is my layout, plain and simple. I'm saying that whatever is the children, just simply display it on the screen. On the page app, we will also delete all of this. We don't want any of this. What we will need is a div class name as container. I need padding of 5, margin of 5, background as success, and then bg opacity opacity opacity, let's say 25, and rounded. This will give us a nice rounded box. And in h1 tag, I will say hello from curious monkey. You read all of this. So this is my simple home page. And now this should be rendered to us like this. We don't see any styling because we have not imported anything from Bootstrap. Confirm, we'll go to package.json and let's see if we have Bootstrap. We don't have Bootstrap as of now. So what we will do, we will we'll open a new terminal and I will say npm install Bootstrap and also Bootstrap icons. This will install all the dependencies for Bootstrap for our styling purpose. Everything is done, and now it's just a matter of copy pasting few things on the layout. So what I've done, I have imported the Bootstrap CSS and I've imported the icons as well. And in the use effect, I will also include the JavaScript for the Bootstrap. And that's it. That completes our setup for this project. So if I go back here, now you see the background coming up and everything is working fine. I could go here and also give another class which says margin in the horizontal to be auto so that everything is well centered. Perfect. This is where we will stop as a manual setup. Everything is working fine. We will go to our code repo. We'll say this is our first commit. Stage everything and commit everything. Now publish a branch. What I will do, I will publish a public repository on GitHub and we will wait for everything to get uploaded. I will click on open GitHub. And as you can see within my profile GKV856, you can see we have this public repository up and running. So in this section, what we will do, we will connect our GitHub repository with Codex and we will give it specific instructions so that it can build the new feature. We just don't want the code itself. We also want typing enabled code. We want best practices. And we, of course, want to pull everything back to our repository as a PR request. So when I was trying it, I was thinking, will it break my code? Will it change anything that I don't want it to do? Well, let's explore all of that. Now comes the magic part. Now comes the codex. So for codex, what we need to do, we need to open our chat GPT. For example, it is not very straightforward how you open codex. So you need to understand that you need to have a plus account. You cannot use codex as a free account. That's why I mentioned that in $20, you can get an extremely advanced coding senior software developer. And on the left side, you can see there's something called Codex. So if you click on this, it will take you to the Codex interface. Yours probably will look different. You won't have any task or anything available here, which is fine. Now what we will do is on the top right, we'll click on environments. In the environment section, if you don't have anything, it's okay. And then you can create environment button. I have already connected everything to GitHub. For you, probably it will ask you permission. So provide that permission for Codex to read through your GitHub repository. And then once you've done that, you can search for repository. So I could, for example, look for GitHub trending repository like this. Now I am basically providing permission to Codex to work on this repository. If you want, you can put some description. I could say this is a demo from Curious RIOUS Monkey, and I hope you will like it. And of course, subscribe it, subscribe to the channel, because that's how we grow, because that's how we grow. Excellent. We'll keep everything default here. You can click on pre-install packages and see that once you give everything to Codex, the server that Codex will spin up for you for free, that will have Python into install in it, Node.js, Ruby, Rust, and everything. So think about everything that you're getting for free just because you're paying $20 to OpenAI. Now, important thing is that you could set environment variables if you have some sort of private environment variables, which we don't have it. But for example, you can add key and values here. Let's say you have, let's say Google Auth. If I can type it, Google Auth key, and then you can provide the key here. And similarly, you can create another other secret environment variables and secrets as well. We don't need this for our purpose. You can put internet access on. However, please read through this warning. This is important if you're working on something that is sensitive and you don't want other people to, lurking into that. Then probably keep it off. And by all of this, we will create an environment like this. And then I'll click on this button which says use this. Now you should notice that Codex is ready to basically work on this GitHub repository, and we are looking at the master branch. I'll talk about what the master branch means, but before that, let me give it a command. So there are two ways of giving a command to Codex. Number one is you can simply copy paste, or you can basically dictate what you want. So the first one is I'm going via copy pasting or typing, and in another round I'll show you how you can dictate things. So we are saying that create next TypeScript Next.js app using Bootstrap 5 and React Bootstrap for UI. Home route fetches 15 more start repos created in the last week using GitHub Search REST API, and show them in a responsive card arranged in row and column. I would also mention that I would like to use card layouts and card groups. So I would also explain, please use card layouts and use card groups to render card as single attached element equal width, height, and all using bootstrap classes. Excellent. That is my requirement, and including the refresh button to refresh the data, comment the code into readme instruction, blah blah blah. Okay, and then I'll click on code. That's all you need to do. What I will do is I will go and prepare a coffee for myself, and I will come back when everything is done. It will take probably 1 or 2 minutes for Codex to basically start building everything. If you click on this, you will see that it is basically setting up a server for you somewhere in the cloud. It will start the container, it will install everything, work with you, create new files, delete new files, with everything, right? So I will wait for it and I'll come back once this is done. All right, as you can see, the Codex has made so many changes. And if you click here, it has made some changes in the readme.md, package.json, log.json, especially the source app and page. If you remember, we only had this much, and the AI has added all of this for us. So what we will do is we will create a pull request. What this means is that AI has worked or taken our code initially and worked on it and created a new branch in our GitHub repository. So for example, when I click on create a pull request, it will create a pull request for us. And then if I click on view pull request, this is the most beautiful part of Codex, because a lot of AI in the market can do coding, sure. But this is interesting because it is now embedded with your GitHub repository, and you can see what all changes Codex has done. So in your master branch, we are saying that I want to merge this new branch that is created by Codex. It has changed 4 files. You can see every detail here. And if you go back to summary, you will see that it has also written a lot of details. Like this is the summary of the app. It has tried to run test, but linked test failed. And also because of that reason, if you go back, you will see that it took it around, I would say around 10 minutes to complete this job, because it was stuck in some sort of loop. If you go to logs, you will see that it was not able to find some specific library. So it was trying to debug that on its own. You'll see there's a lot of logs coming up. All of this is for you to, read through it if you want. But again, coming back to our PR request, so what has happened is we have a new branch that we need to merge to master branch. You can read all the details, and there's no conflict with the base branch. So I could say merge in the pull request, confirm the merge, and that's it. Just like that, all the code has been merged to your main branch. So if you go back to the code, in the master branch, you will see that we have a new file, page.ts, that has our new code. Hmm. How do we test if everything is fine? What I'll do is I will go back to my VS notebook, and so this is my file where I left everything. I can go to my source control, click on these three dots and say pull. This will pull the latest code from GitHub, as you can see here, and also you can see that all the code has been updated. That is excellent. There seems to be some error here. We need to install this package. So if I go back to source file, look at my package JSON. I have React Bootstrap already added. So what I can say here is I could say simply go npm and install. What this will do is it will install all the missing packages that is not available currently in our node modules folder. As you can see, everything has been installed. All the error has been resolved. Now I can basically rerun this app. So I can run the dev tool again. And if I go back to our local host, if I reload this page, as you can see, everything is coming up the way it should be. Isn't this brilliant? I mean, I love it. Right, so I can basically go and check this. I can open this. I can see, okay, this repository is trending 800 stars. Makes sense, right? And we also get some sort of textual details as well. Few things to notice. For example, if I click on refresh button, you would see that there's a get request that goes to GitHub repository. It has automatically figured out what should be the URL. It sends some payload to it, and we get a response like this, and all the response is now designed here. As promised, what I will also do is I will go back here and I'll say, you know what, I need additional tasks. So this time I will dictate it. I will allow microphone users. So I will dictate it now. Can you please add a Dropbox or a select box where user can select which repository frequency they want? For example, weekly top trending, daily top trending, or a custom date as well. So weekly, daily, monthly, and custom date. So all of this has been dictated. Can you please add a drop? My bad, I should have said down, or a select box where user can select which report frequency they want. For example, weekly, top trending, daily, and all. And all we need to do is we need to say, okay, use the master branch because we know that our master branch is updated. Use the port that is available in the master branch and create this app. I can also say additionally, please create reusable type-kind enabled components and call it in the page.tsx, right? Because that is the best way of using a React app. So I will send a port here. We will wait for it, and maybe in 2-3 minutes, everything will be done for us. All right, as you can see, everything is done. It has created a couple of components for us because I asked it to basically put things in a well-structured manner, right? So we want reusable components. So it has done all of that. And of course, we want to test it if everything is working the way it should. Same old story, what we will do is we'll create a pull request. Once the pull request is completed, we'll click on view pull request and it will summarize everything that it has done. It has tested npm install, it has run the lit. Everything worked fine this time, nothing went wrong. We can merge the pull request, yes, confirm the merge, of course. And that's it. It's all done now. And all we need to do is go back to our code base, go to source control, click here, click on pull. Now we should get the new code. And as you can see, everything has been redefined. We have a lot of components coming here, frequency selector, repository cards, and everything. And hopefully, if now I go back to our local host and I refresh the page, now I've got this drop down which says daily, weekly, monthly, and custom. I could also select a date. Let's go for monthly and loading. Now we got monthly trending repository. So as you can see, Codex has not just created new files, it had modified the existing code based on the new changes, and it's able to run the test, write comments around it, create icon interfaces, and was able to create a PR request without any manual coding from your end. Right now, you can go and change the look and feel of the card if you want. You can ask a few action buttons. You can add some CSS if you want. You can do basically anything that you wanted with this AI. I think this is fantastic. Like $20 got me a senior software developer, which is extremely advanced, proficient, does not make any mistakes, and can code 24/7 and is learning every minute because OpenAI is making these models more advanced as we speak. I think the only question left is, are you going to use Codex as your AI assistant? Let me know in the comment section what are you going to build next. All right, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed this and you are an enthusiast in AI, you like to ask why questions, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because a lot more is coming up. Cheers and see you in the next video.